is Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with my March anticipated releases. I cannot believe we're already at the point where we're talking about March, but we are, and I will say February was stacked. Like, February had so many new releases, and I was like scrambling to read everything, and I think a lot of my reading in February was new releases, and I'm excited for a little bit of a break, but March still has a decent amount, and I'm glad I brought it up. I had reading sprints with my patrons yesterday, and I was like, I'm filming my video, and they're like, well, did you do this book, this book, this book? And I had forgotten 4 more books to add to this list, so I added them, and I'm glad they reminded me of them. But I will be chatting about all these books. I have my computer in front of me, but it's not loading right now. Now it is, which is good because I need to look up these books, but the only problem is I have 10% battery life left. I thought I had plugged it in, but I didn't. It's fine. If this dies, I'm just gonna move to my phone. But so many new releases I'm very excited for. I haven't put every new release on here. I'm just putting the ones that I'm excited to read myself. It's still a lot, but we're gonna go ahead and get to it. So the first one is Ick Factor by Morgan Elizabeth. This one actually got pushed back a little bit. I think she needed to have some more sensitivity reading done for this book, so it got pushed back to March 1st. And this one is, she's never been on date with a man for 7 days before getting the ick by him. Like, she's just never wants to date anybody. The hero is someone who has this big job coming up that he wants to be the president of this company, I think, and to prove he deserves the job, his rival's trying to sabotage him. He knows he needs a fiance, so his assistant is going to be his fiance. So love that. That's gonna be fun. The next one is one I'm not actually gonna look up the synopsis for because it's book 3, but I'm very excited for it. I actually just got the audiobook out of my library. It's a new Elle Thorpe, and I was actually a little disappointed because it's not Why Choose, and I love Elle Thorpe's Why Choose, but it is MF. But I was talking to my patrons, and Lizelle, I think, was the one who said she really likes the series and that I'd still give it a shot. So I'm like, okay, fine. It all takes place in the same world. They're all like in St. View, which is the town. So this is the St. View strip series, and Killer Kiss comes out March 1st. So this is book 3 in the series. I don't want to look up the synopsis of this. I don't want to spoil myself, but she normally writes like darker romances, and I believe that this is a dark romance, but I already have book 1 out on my Hoopla. Very excited. Then we have That First Flight by Jen McMahon. This is actually a single mom romance, and she meets this guy on her flight, and they really hit it off, and then they go their separate ways, and she sees him at her small town bar she works at. She's actually a chef, and she moves to the city, and they actually end up being roommates, and it is their romance. I'm very excited for this one. This one comes out on March 4th. I have not gotten to read a book by Jen McMahon yet, but I'm very excited to. She's like a bookstagrammer, book blogger turned author, and I've been meaning to check her books out. Melanie Harlow has a new book coming out. We have Small Town Swoon, which is coming out on March 4th. I didn't realize it was coming out already. So this one is a Hollywood heartthrob goes to a small town and falls for a waitress. So he returns to their small town for a wedding. She does not want to let her massive crush on her best friend's older brother ruin the wedding, and so she's like, it's fine, but then she injures her hand. He steps in at the diner, and he realizes she can't afford to fix her car, so he takes care of it, and ooh, she has a very toxic ex, and he's like, I'm gonna take care of that too. So I guess they become friends, and they're like, it's just gonna be once, and then it turns into something more. So sounds very cute. I'm very excited. Okay, then I have This Could Be Us. I never actually remember what this book is about. I just know Kennedy Ryan wrote it, and I'm gonna read it. This comes out on March 5th. So this one is about Soledad, which I believe was the friend of the heroine in book 1. It says that she has her life planned out. She plans everything, fixes everything, and she is like the host of everything. And oh, she built a life with a man who was supposed to be her forever, and it goes poof in betrayal and disillusion. And so she's too busy keeping a roof over her daughter's head, and she rediscovers herself, and there's a forbidden man in the picture. Okay, Kennedy Ryan. I'm very excited. I have an arc of this, so I'm going to be reading it very, very soon. And then I have A Secret of Graves and Gold by Eva Chase. This is also a book 2 to a series, so I'm not going to look up what this is about, but it comes out on March 6th. I feel like book 1 just came out, and I think something to do with like she can steal souls or something, but I love these covers. Eva Chase is an author I've been meaning to get into, so I am excited for that one. If You Hate Me by Helena Hunting is coming out also on March 7th, and I've seen a couple people reading the arc of this. I think it's super spicy. It's hate to love, brother's best friend, hockey romance, and roommates romance. It feels like there's a lot of tropes in here. He has to room with her brother and his seriously hot best friend, which is a last resort for her, but she has to. And his name is Tristan, and they absolutely hate each other. I usually prefer her H-hunting stuff, so I don't know. I'll be waiting for reviews for this one. Another hockey romance is Pucking Revenge by Brittany Nicole. I have not yet read a Brittany Nicole book. Oh, there's not even a synopsis on here. So it comes out March 8th. It is a fake dating friends to lovers hockey romance. There's just been a lot of fake dating lately, and I don't know how I feel about it. So I don't know if I'll be picking this one up, but I definitely need to read her like mafia one. That's one I'm most interested in. Then on March 8th, we also have Heartbreak Handoff by Lex Martin. I love Lex Martin. Her last one was like super angsty, and I was really into it. And so this one is a forbidden he falls first sports romance. So she is actually a Division I cheerleader, and she wants to become a sports broadcaster. She gets pregnant by a cheating ex who just got engaged to another girl. So her dad finds out she's pregnant, and he goes crazy, and her best friend comes to the rescue and says, "It's my baby." And they had to pretend to be in a relationship, and he's gonna pretend to be the baby's father, and she'll help him clean up his image because he's actually a football player, and her dad is the football coach and hates him, and her dad's like, don't date football players, and so they have to fake date. So this feels like more than fake dating, because it's like he has to pretend to be the father of her baby because she's pregnant and doesn't want to make her dad mad. So it sounds like messier, but it's also friends to lovers, and I'm excited. So this actually sounds really fun. It's like a fresh take on the fake dating trope, so we'll see how it is. And I think it'll be interesting to read a story about a girl who's pregnant and the hero is not the one who got her pregnant. I usually don't read a lot of those. Okay, then we have the sequel everybody has been waiting for. We have My Dark Desire by LJ Shen and Parker Huntington. There's no synopsis. This comes out March 10th. There's no cover. It just says, "Welcome to Dark Prince Road, sinners only." My Dark Romeo was a wild ride. I actually enjoyed it. We'll see. There's a lot happening in the romances that these authors write, so I gave it 4 stars. I was like, this is a lot, but like I'm having a lot of fun with it. So we'll see what this book ends up being. I'll probably read it, honestly, but this one was actually not on my radar until my patron told me about it. Is Hills of Shivers and Shadows by Pam Godwin. My only concern is I think it's really long. They said it was like 700 pages, and I'm like, oh my god. This one I believe is Why Choose too. It's romantic suspense and survival. So she's abducted and taken to a remote cabin in Alaska, and she's at the mercy of 4 feral men who have dark and twisted secrets. That sounds so good though, so I'm gonna have to wait for reviews because like 700 pages, but like that sounds so intriguing, so we'll see. Then we have Or Than Friends by Lulu Moore, which comes out March 14th. Super excited for this one. I do have an arc. It takes place in England. She rows for Cambridge, he rows for Oxford. There's a boat race that's gonna go down in history. So he has this whole future mapped out. He's gonna finish college, go into politics, just like his father, and then she wants to go to college and study medicine, and they're both rowers, and they fall in love. That's all I know, but it sounds really good. I'm very excited for that one. Okay, so then we have Storms and Secrets by Claire Kingsley, which I'm very excited about because I love romantic suspense. I have not yet read the first book in the series. I know I'm like the worst person ever. So this is romantic suspense, and it comes out on March 14th, and he's always loved her, and now he'll fight to save her. It says that he has to pretend to hate the woman he's always loved. He's like always in trouble. She's super smart, talented, and he blows into her life like a storm and sweeps her off her feet. Oh, so I guess he almost dies, and he's like, you know what, I'm not gonna waste my life. I actually like her. And there's lots of secrets, and that's all I know. Romantic suspense. Oh, excited. And the cover's really pretty. I'm very excited for this one. And then we have Hate Mail. I'd never seen this before, but then I saw it on a list when I was like compiling this video, and I was like, the pink has me. They have been pen pals since 5th grade, and more like bitter rivals. Ooh, 1 year, years later, letters just stop. It's been 2 years since she's heard from him, 2 years since that last letter changed everything, and then a new envelope turns up out of the blue at her desk at the local news station, and she does not want to give him the last word. That sounds so stinking cute, and I cannot wait to read it. I need to have it. It comes out on March 14th. Then we have Crimson Skies by Jamin Eve. Again, this is a book 2 in a series of like connected books, so I'm not gonna look up the synopsis, but I think it has dragons. And I'm very excited. Then we have Walk of Shame by Avery Flynn. This does come out on March 18th, and this is one night, no strings. She was dumped by her childhood sweetheart, and he's a professional hockey goalie, and her dad was his coach. And anybody and everybody talked about it, so now she's like, oh my god, I hate anybody who is a hockey player. And ooh, so she has a one-night stand with someone and realizes that he actually lives in her building, and he ends up joining her dad's team as the goalie coach, training her ex. Talk about messy. That sounds so good. Oh my god, I'm really excited for that one. Then JJ McAvoy has a new book coming out, Heather and the Prince. I have not read any of the books in this series yet. I know I really need to. I know they're historical romances, and this one says that she's always fought to break free from the shadow of her sister, Aphrodite, who I think had a previous book. It's been 2 years since she debuted, and her sister's a duchess, and she has super boring suitors that she's tired of, and her wildest dreams come true when the queen announces she'll be presenting the prince, and then she comes face to face with the prince, is not impressed, and they end up being rivals, and I think that they fall in love. Cool. I was like, she falls in love with the prince. That's what's in the title. Duh. Then we have Catching Feelings by Maren Moore. This one is a baseball romance. I've been meaning to read the first one for so long and I haven't yet, but I really love just the vibes of her books. So the first one's pink, this one's purple, and it just says blurb coming soon. Where is my blurb? Okay, so this just says, rich college athlete, he's her biggest fan, he can fight, he's a catcher, Mardi Gras, and enemies, but are they really? Sounds cute. We'll see how that one goes. Now we're on near the end. So then we have Homewrecker, which I don't know if these are all standalones. It's by Sarah Kate. It's book 2 in the Good Brothers series. So it's MMF, and he's been married for 7 years. And then someone from his past comes, which is Dean, and Marriage in Trouble. I thought her previous one was MMF. Maybe not. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Then we have The Duchess by Sophie Jordan. It's part of her Scandalous series. I never read the first one. I honestly thought it was YA, but it is not. It's actually adult historical fiction. The covers just look YA. This one says that it's a group of affluent ladies reigning over the glittering Regency era London, positioning to be the best in the ton. So this one, there's lots of drama. We'll see if I pick that one up. Then Amelia Gray has a new one coming out on March 26th called Sincerely the Duke. And this one is about dukes needing to wed to tap into their wealth. So she has one shot of finding a husband before the ton learns of her secret. So she gets a marriage proposal from a duke by mail, and she's like, yes, this will solve all my problems. And then she doesn't realize how attracted to him she'll be, and they fall in love. So it's a marriage of convenience. How fun. Then we have Rope the Moon by Ava Hunter. So excited for this one. I loved the first one. This is a small town romance where she's the good girl. She's always played by the rules, except for when it comes to him. He is a handsome former Marine, and I think it's second chance because they were together in the past. Oh, and she's pregnant. Why are all these surprise pregnancy books coming out? She's the town outcast now. I don't think it's his baby. I'm excited though. I love the first book in the series, so we'll see how this is. Then I have Out with the Tide by Julie Olivia. I have not read a book by her yet, but I've been very intrigued. And this is book 2 in the Never Harbor series. They're inspired by Peter Pan. And this one does not have a synopsis on Goodreads either. Okay, so we have Skinny Dipping, Sick Caretaking, Roommates, Sunshine Sunshine, One Bed, One House, Coastal Small Town, He Says Hey Honey. That's what it is. So sounds very cute. Then we have Wild River by Laura Pavlov, which is going to be so good. This one I think is the tattooed lawyer. Small town, enemies to lovers. He is an attorney and she is the girl that appointed herself judge and jury. They spar a lot, get under each other's skin. That's all I know. So very exciting. Then Neva Altaj is my last one. This comes out on March 28th. She has a new Mafia romance coming out, book 9 in the series, Darkest Sins, and it is Mafia. She was a light to his darkness, and that's all I know. this is a very like poetic synopsis that tells me nothing. But mafia romance are usually pretty short. I read the first one and it was pretty good, and I'm excited to continue on the series. But those are all of the March romances that are coming out in the next month, and I'm very excited for them. Let me know what you're excited to read or what you think I should be immediately adding to my TBR. I would love to hear, and let me know if I forgot any that you're really excited for. And that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.